We're gonna do a little repair and a little modification on this old double barrel. We just took an old one and rebuilt it. I'm really looking forward to using that guy. This is one that I've been using, and it is all kinds of beat up. The eyes are busted on it, missing one right there. Now those are those little goggle eyes. I get those things at Hobby Lobby. But I want to fix this guy up, get him back to where he's back in prime form. Also, I noticed that he's gotten kind of loose, so we're going to take care of that too. But one of the things that I wanted to do is I had this real thick skirt on him. I don't like it. It's too thick, and it really hampers throwing it in the wind. These guys are not. Now I throw these with a 7 or 8 pound, 7 or 8 weight rod, fly rod, usually an 8 weight. And one of the things that I learned, and we'll show you in the videos coming up, is that these are not easy to throw with a long leader. These things are not very aerodynamic. In fact, they're kind of like parachutes, especially in the wind. So we're gonna just change this guy up completely, or parts of him anyway. We're gonna take that stuff off. I don't have a catch bag that's on my Amazon list. Oops. Boy, that's a mess. These are crappy little blades. I get them at Dollar General for $1. They're not, it's not real easy finding double razor blades anymore. These things are real junk. They're made in China and they're super cheap. I'm trying to do this without cutting off the silly legs, but I do want to change this okay. I don't care if some of it's still on there. It's not that big a deal, but we're going to put some new hackle on here, and we're going to put a new collar on it. Shiny's good. If you've got a little glitter in there, you've got a little it just is something they're used to seeing. Of course, you know that. I'm sure you guys know, if you're experienced fishermen and women, that a lot of times, if there's bait fish being chased, they leave little pieces of or little scales in the water when they're running from the big guys. And so that's something that a bass sees, or any predator, and it just looks like something they're used to seeing. So it's not that they look at it and go, oh great. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot some glue in here. Whoa. Don't want to get that on me. That stuff is hot when it gets on your skin. But it sure locks that thing in. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put a little thread wrap on here just to give us sort of an even surface to work on. Need a few pieces of this barred hackle here, and we're going to turn it and we'll flip it. I don't like that piece. Okay, I like that piece. There we go. All right. Line these guys up. I'm just going to put them all the way up here. I'm going to try and just build this up as I'm working on it. The shaft of the hook behind this popper, we're just going to kind of build it up here. I like these things hanging down. You're going to do a light, always start your first wrap with your thread light. In other words, don't take that first one and just clamp down on it. That first one's just going to kind of hold it in place, and then you can sort of get control of it and do what you want to do. You'll learn to maneuver it. I'm going to trim this up. Okay, that's good. I'll put a couple more in here. Oh. There we go. Those are all messed up. There we go. All right. This is just sort of how I want this thing to look, wild and woolly. I'll get you back where I want you. Pretty much okay with all of that. Now we're going to palmer on some hackle. Boy, that's pretty stuff. I'm going to palmer on this entire feather. I like this thick, soft fiber right up here on the end of my fly here. I think that really looks good. A couple of half hitches. Okay. I'm gonna put a little glue in here. Hopefully it all stays put. All right. Now let's address these eyes. You know, you can take a razor blade, because these things have these little ridges on them so that you can put those little goggle eyes in there. You can take this and you can just trim that down a little bit. Now this thing's had some epoxy on it at one time, so it's not as soft as it would normally be, but you can trim that down a little bit and put a flat eye in there. Makes it easier, because you want that to get down on the body. There we go. These razor blades get dull so fast. They are just garbage. Don't buy them. Okay, so that doesn't look great, but it's gonna. And we're gonna get these made in China eyes. That's a little big. Now this card, I'm going to use this size, but they're both different colors, but I don't care. That'll make a bit of difference to the fish. It's what I got on the card. It's what I'm going to use. The kind of guy I am. There we go. This is a pain in the ass, guys. There we go. Now, if I'd gotten that real flat, that eye would get down in that little hole. And it is sort of, it's not real straight. Maybe we'll just use a smaller eye. Let's try that. The point of this eye is not that it has any real value other than it's a little more sparkle. Yeah, these will fit better. I don't think that there's a lot of value in anything other than every time I put something on here, I just want a little sparkle out of it. It's a little something for them to see. Now, the water I'm fishing out here in East Texas, these lakes, other than the ones that are spring fed, and we do have some, the water's not real clear. It's really sort of tannin. It's got a lot of tannin in it, which means that down on the bottom, when you look down in there, it's the color of coffee. And so what we're going to try and do is create a bait that they can see. Look at that, a red eye and a silver eye. A bait that they can just see that's there. They don't study it, in other words. They look at it and there's more of a reaction bite. Now they'll follow it. They'll definitely follow it. But most of the time it's a reaction bite. So the way I'm going to get them to react to it is not so much that it looks like an actual frog, but it's got a little glitter, it's got a little flash here and there. Just little things like that. It just makes it easier for them to see. So anyway, this one's repaired. So when you're redoing, you can go through and redo your flies. You don't have to throw them away and build new ones. I do this all the time, and I get a long life out of these things. It just takes a little bit of patience, and anyway, it came out pretty good. And later on in the video, we'll fish with him and we'll see how he's working.